So here I had a styrofoam piece that I shaped and cut into a ninjago head and glued together with some wax glue. I also covered it with shortening so that the fondant can stick to it easier. As you can see, I'm kneading this and rolling this out, but it got stuck to my piece, so I had to do it on the counter instead. Once I had that done, I brought it back to the table and I'm starting to cover it and smooth it out with another piece of fondant dipped in cornstarch as well. This is hard to achieve. Now I'm steaming it with my mini steamer so that I can make it sticky and anything fondant would easily stick onto it. Rolling it around, making sure that it sticks to the edges. Now, this head could have been made out of cake, but the customer didn't want that much cake to go to waste, so instead I decided to make the head out of fondant. I did skip a little step here, which was I added a little piece in the front part of the head to shape the gold ninjago head, and I smoothed it out as well. Now I am adding the edge pieces, basically keeping it open for the Lego head that's going to be on the inside. I hope that kind of makes sense, but you can see in the background my iPad is open, or my son's iPad is open, so that I can have a reference as to what I'm doing. Over here, to make the seams kind of disappear, what I do is I steam them and make them very sticky, and then I use water and then I rub them together to smooth out the seams. Continuing on, I laid a piece of the fabric for the ninjago towards the bottom part, and I'm smoothing it out as well with cornstarch and my hands. I did notice that the head was a little bit too high, so another thing that you didn't see was that I actually ended up cutting the bottom portion of the Lego head as well. Next, I hand cut the eyes. You can always use a template that you can print out on a piece of paper, but I just hand cut it and have them prepared on the side. Now, I did want an extra gold color, so I airbrushed it gold, and then I continued with a kind of pearl sheen to give it that glow. And for the parts that are depth, to show some depths or shadow, I slightly used some brown. Be careful not to overdo it though. All right, next up I have my fondant body, and that's the part that's actually cake. And it's already been cut and shaped, so now I'm basically just laying the same color piece of fondant on and trying to create some sharp edges, which is the harder part. The shoulders as well is made out of styrofoam. Regardless, if I was going to make the head out of cake, I would have still made this out of styrofoam just to help hold up the cake. And same thing goes, cover it in shortening, basically stick it on as neat as you can and smooth it out with fondant. The hands as well, or the arms, are also cut out of styrofoam because, again, it's just easier. I know what you're all thinking right now. How in the heck is this cake? Well, it still is considered cake. Jane laugh. Anywho, so now I steam it to make it stick, and now the arms stick by themselves to the cake. And as you can see, I put dowels or straws so that it helps hold up the top head. And I added the little triangle pieces. Now airbrushing it gold, and I'm going to do the depths with brown as well as a pearl sheen color. So this helps to not have such a big weight difference from the head being inserted on the cake when it is styrofoam. But like I said, it could have been made out of cake, but customer didn't need that much cake. That's always an option. All right, now I'm just talking as I wait to see what I'm going to do next so I can explain it. Oh, there you go. Adding depth using the brown. You see what a difference it makes when you add just a touch of depth color. But you got to really be careful though, because if you overdo it, it's hard to erase. You really can't erase it actually. All right, now the fun part, in which I kind of am hand painting the front cover of the gold ninjago. If you cannot hand paint, what I would recommend is prior to airbrushing, using a paper template that you printed off the computer and kind of laying it over that piece, indenting it with a pen, a sharp toothpick or something. That way you have an outline that you can follow once you can paint it. Or you can print out an edible sheet yourself and just stick it on the front of the cake if that's too difficult. I'll stop talking now as you enjoy the painting. So now I'm putting some buttercream to make sure that the head sticks on evenly, and I'm going to put a stick through it just to make sure it's secure to the board as well. Hope you guys like this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.